next season. If he is going to be manager next season, again, I'm afraid, despite everything he's done, that has to raise a huge question mark. That just says this board has completely run out of ideas. Just keep hold of the old guy. Just let him take the flag. Just send him out. That's a dereliction of duty in itself.
Yeah.
Martin O'Neill has earned this crack. Whatever happens now between now and the end of the season, he could win the league, which would just be, as I said, a fairy tale story. Even if he wins the Scottish Cup and fails to win the league, it's still a fairy tale story, isn't it? The last day of the season, this guy from, drives his DeLorean into Hampden Park and drives it off again with a Scottish Cup in the back seat to add to the collection from 20 odd years ago. I mean, it's remarkable stuff. But this is not long term planning. And how have Celtic managed to get themselves into a situation where a 74-year-old man who will probably fold up his tracksuit and hand it back in the door at the end of this season, no matter what, how's he the guy that you're turning to go and lead up the recruitment process and oversee the recruitment process? That is a major alarm. And it just points to all the problems, the fundamental issues that Celtic need to fix. But that's in the longer term.
Yeah.
And by God, what a job they've got in their hands to recalibrate the whole thing, because it needs that from top to bottom in the summer. No matter if Martin O'Neill stays, goes, whatever, there is so much work to be done. And unfortunately for Celtic, they have made such a mess of the recruitment, whether it was Wilfred Nancy as manager, whether it's the players that have come in the transfer window. Celtic have allowed themselves, or they've overseen a downgrading on a massive scale, an industrial scale. So who in their right mind would sit back, relaxed, say, it's all right, Martin's got it, won the league, won the Scottish Cup, can now go off to summer and relax because everyone's in hand? It's not in hand. Whatever happens here, this is band-aid stuff.
Yeah.
How these issues and the fundamental flaws in the football club are addressed and I don't know, what would you say, remedied over the course of summer. I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure that the people are there. They're running with an interim chairman and an interim manager. The interim manager is now having to oversee the recruitment department at the same time as trying to get a team, which is, Brendan Rodgers described as a Honda Civic, trying to get that team over the line in a title race. It's preposterous, really, when you think about it. And then you've the issues with the medical department, the long-running mystery of Jota, the fact that Alistair Johnson was allowed, the Schmeichel carry on, playing with a dislocated shoulder, and nobody seemed to realise it. Try to sign Mavuka on a 4.5-year contract, and the guy's got a heart condition. The medical department don't know about it. I mean, it's faulty tower stuff now.
It's mad. Aye. Well, look, in the comments, Keith, David Bradley says, Keith, I said to you a couple of months ago, and he would be getting a 2-year deal. And Mizuno says, why shouldn't he get another year? Gordon Livingston
because
says...
he's 74, Mizuno. It's the guy not allowed to just go and enjoy his retirement.
Gordon Livingston says...
See if Martin O'Neill wants to do it, then he'll have earned that as well.
Aye.
But I think he's come in, he's done what he felt was his duty for Dermot Desmond and for Celtic as a football club. I think liberties are in danger of getting taken here. I think Celtic need to be looking very seriously about how to drive the thing forward, not to drive it back to the future. But you know what? Martin O'Neill, he's been loving it. You can clearly see that. Maybe he's got the energy to go another season. I think it's a hell of an ask.
Well, Gordon says O'Neill signed up for the gig, no one's forced him to do it. And I'm a great guy. He says, stop being ageist about O'Neill.
Dermot had a what?
He says, stop being ageist about O'Neill, Keith. You aren't far behind them.
Well,
that's outrageous, isn't it? That is outrageous.
Come on, man. I've got a couple of decades.
Keith's, you're 70th next year, isn't it? He's got at least 4 years. I'm a great guy. Just checking Keith's reaction. Excellent. Just to go back to Celtic, Keith, the Green Brigade, as if to kind of underline your point that this is a short-term truce and it's not quite all hunky-dory, the Green Brigade have already issued a statement asking or demanding an apology, saying we will not forget the experience of recent months, the personal impact it's had on supporters, And they've also called for a formal apology to supporters for the manner in which the situation has been handled. And they also want a refund for games that they've been banned from. So, the reason why I'm bringing this up, just to finish in Celtic, is could this backfire in Celtic? You know, as you say, if it doesn't quite go right, I mean,
Listen, 100% it will backfire if the results don't fall into place. 100% it will backfire because these guys have proven time and time again that they're the militant wing and they'll do as they please.
Aye.
That's what they do. That's what this whole culture is about. I actually, funnily enough, think they've got a point there in terms of I think they're probably entitled to a refund, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Aye,
I
well,
would have thought
aye.
so. I don't think that's unreasonable in the slightest.
And in fairness, Keith,
Um,
Mick saying in the comments, the Green Brigade are saying just exactly what you just said, Keith, 2 minutes ago about Celtic. They're,
yeah,
I don't think no one's taking issue, or I'm certainly not taking issue with the points the Green Brigade are making. All I'm saying is that, and Mick said a minute ago, the Celtic players will be delighted, the atmosphere and what have you. But Craig says if they go to Parkhead, the tennis balls will be back out. It could be quite toxic if Celtic don't start getting the results quickly.
listen, here's the thing, right, about these groups, whether it's the Green Brigade, the Union Bears, whatever you want to call them, right? Once you've created the monster, you need to keep feeding this monster because if the monster gets hungry, it'll just turn around and eat you. And that's what happened with Peter Lawwell. And that's why he he helped bring this whole thing to life at Celtic Park. And ultimately, it ate him up and spat him back out. Twice, by the way. Twice. And that's the problem. You cannot. Maybe they'll sit in a meeting. Yeah, oh, just sorry, sir. Yep, 3 bags full. Well, oh, no, you can trust us. We'll be ultimately behaving in a sort of decent, civilized manner seems to be beyond them because the whole culture is about shocking and offending and making making people's eyebrows rise. That's the name of the game. So yes, I'm entirely positive that the Green Brigade will return full of good intentions because they want to see their side winning games of football. The flip side of that is how many times have you seen with ultras groups, whether it's the Green Brigade or anybody else, they think they're the stars of the show, and sometimes to the detriment of the team, and they don't care. They'll do stuff whether it's pyrotechnics, whether it's getting fines for this or that or the next. It doesn't matter because they're doing what they want to do. And so, as much as and I would probably take them at their word if I was Celtic's board that these guys will come back into the stadium and they'll try and bring the energy and they'll try and get the tempo up and the atmosphere up, and it should be good for the team. That's all very well and good. They're not out there on the pitch. Martin O'Neill's still dealing with a substandard group of players. And if for whatever reason the results don't follow in the way that Celtic would hope they would between now and the end of the season, this crowd will turn. And you can guarantee that. There will be they're not just going to sit quietly and just, twiddle their thumbs between now and the end of the season. They'll get militant again. If the results are getting away and if the title's getting away, it won't end well.
Mm-hmm.
But Celtic have got themselves into such a mess in dealing with this that, it feels inevitable that there will be another backlash. And even if it's not, and even if it's all sweetness and light, and even if Martin O'Neill does win the double, wins this league title, makes history for his achievements, writes the fairy tale, wins the Scottish Cup to complete the set and have an incredible end. Where do you think the problem? Do you think that's it? I think the Green Brigade's coming back at the start of next season and it's all sweetness and light. It's not. You're right back to square one, which is why, go back to what we said earlier, it's short-term fix FC right now. And that's just the nature of the beast.